Anyway, speaking of magic and witches and things of that nature, are you guys ready to sling some spells and slice some scorpions and
I don't
other
even remember how to play this game anymore.
types
Perfect.
of adventures?
Good.
Let's rediscover it together.
Hello and welcome to Plus One to Gaming. I'm Chris,
And I'm Eric.
I'm Billy.
And I'm Mark.
and we are super prepared to play Dungeons and Dragons as we get into our third session of our AOA campaign, A Minor Issue. So, Bill, it has been a lot of in real life time since we've last played. In
Yes.
podcast time, I don't think you'll know the difference. But for us that are a little bit behind, can you give us a recap of what we did last time?
Sure.
And what
I'll
game
see
we're
if
playing and what
Yeah.
spells and
I will try to remember exactly what you guys did last time. So, you are in a mine. You've been asked by the Adventurers Guild that you're part of to do a rotation as just a guard in this abandoned and sealed mine section. But this section of the mine has been Green 5-2, sorry, has been closed because they hit the area of, we called it the I forget, it was the Underdark, but we had to not use the Underdark term, but whatever that
The Black
Underdark
Depth.
was. The Black Depths. Yeah, that's what it was. Underdark, Black Depths TM. This is legally distinct from the Underdark. So they had hit the Black Depths. They had sealed that cave, but until they could get a more permanent seal in place, they have asked for a rotational guard doing a week straight. And it is your duty. You have another group with you. They are from the Merchants Guild. They're caravan guards in essentially they're caravan guards, but they've been asked to do a rotation down here. And you are the roving guards, and they are kind of the stationary guards. There's three of them. There's Zahn, who is a human, kind of well armored, kind of a fighter. There's Esther. She is an elf. And then there's Cal, who's a human, but he's very, very small. He's like almost a halfling, but he is a human, and he's more curious. And so that is who you're with. The last time we saw everybody, you had done a rotation you'd walked the path of your guard station, and you would run into a giant scorpion. You had defeated the giant scorpion, and you'd come back. I think that was it. Was anything else? Did anybody else remember anything that had happened?
I remember beating the shit out of a giant scorpion.
Yeah, you definitely
Yeah,
did.
you did it. I think I planked off his armor or missed.
Yeah, you were the only ones that did anything good that round. But I think that was
brutally put.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're the combat guy. It seems like at this point you're kind of the combat guy. Yes. So as of now, you've just beat the scorpion. You walked back to talk to the group. The group is still there. Cal was kind of out exploring on his own, but he's back. You know, he seems a little more curious. But
oh yeah, we thought he was going to get eaten for certain.
You thought he was going to get eaten for certain, but no, he was just out, kind of roving a little bit and coming back. He's just more bored, and the other guys just don't really seem to care too much. But you are 2 days into a 7-day guard duty, so it's up to you what you guys want to do as of now. You had just defeated that scorpion, and you got some scorpion venom, I believe.
I was about to ask.
You did. You got.
I've got alchemist supplies. So if we were going to do any sort of download with the team or anything like that and hang out for a while, I might explore that.
Okay. Yeah, you've got time. I mean, you guys tell me what you want to do. There right now, you have basically 5 more days of guard duty. So, do you want to hang out here at the where everybody is in the central room and kind of chit chat and do whatever you need to do? You did just wake up, so you and then fought that scorpion. I don't think anybody even got hurt because you guys just monkey stomped them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, whatever you guys want to do as of right now, let me know. It's more of it's a confined space, but you guys do what you guys want to do.
Well, Eric, you just wrote an article about downtime, did you not?
I did. This isn't technically downtime, I don't think, but
It kind of is. We got like 5 days to kill.
yeah, right. Then yeah, I mean, I think Zeisel would want to hang out in camp and not in the tunnels with potential giant scorpions. So he is. The thing is, Zeisel's much more like a people person than I am. So my natural I was just going to say he's going to go sit in the corner and practice his lockpicking, but that's what I would do. I think he would want to chit chat with the other group.
Practices his jokes instead.
Just alone in the corner. Like, what do you say when you? I don't know.
He's just mumbling to himself and then like crumpling up paper and throwing. No, that one's no good.
Scribbling it out. No, it didn't work.
And what do you call the Underdark when you can't?
Like, punchline TBD. Oh, what's that?
That is my phone.
The magical
An angel
enchantment.
descends from upon high.
We stumbled upon the Great Fairy, and she's going to give us some badass shit.
Yeah.
Let me put that on
Does she
silent.
pop up looking terrifyingly 3D, like
And like weirdly voluptuous,
dangerously
weirdly with
Very pointy.
Yeah, very polygon, 4 polygons to make her boobs.
That's right. You only have so many.
weren't involved in this design at all.
You only have so many polygons, Billy, and you know where you're going to invest them.
And at least 2 of them have to be boobs.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, where were we? Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Zeisel's going to want to like sit around the fire and shoot shit with.
You have Cal, Esther, and
Zahn.
I'm pulling up my notes.
So so you sit down, you kind of chit chat. Cal comes over and starts, talking to you, and he's very curious. He's asking you about any like cool adventures that you've seen. What's the biggest monster you've killed? He's just very, very interested about adventuring in general. So he comes over, he's like, "Hey, what's the biggest monster you've ever killed?"
Oh, well, I mean, maybe that scorpion. I don't know. We killed some sort of skeleton ghosts. And then we talked to a ghost and made him, and like, didn't have to kill. Can you kill a ghost?
I think so, right? I don't know.
We made him go away, at least.
I figure that counts.
Yeah, that's probably right. That's good enough.
Making anything go away when it would rather not, I think, counts as killing.
There was like a disembodied voice that we could hear for a while, but I don't remember killing him, but it was a while ago.
And there's those 2 suits of armor, too.
Yeah, armors. I mean, not a lot, but more than when I started this job.
Kind of looking at you like he's excited, but he's a little disappointed because he wanted to hear about some big monsters. But it's still anything bigger than he's fought. So he kind of looks at you in awe, but a little disappointment because he was hoping you'd have some like really cool like
It
epic
really
monsters. Yeah.
kind of depends on whether you mean large as in size or intellect.
I mean, I'm not sure any of them were really smart either.
Well, I'm just saying one might be more dangerous than the other.
True. I think most of ours were like relatively normal, like human-sized and dumb.
How about yourself? Have you out to slay large and dangerous creatures?
No, couple wolves. Not really anything. I'm kind of new to this. I want to be an adventurer, but my dad won't let me. He says that I have to help guard the family business. But one of these days, I'm going to show him that I can fight.
Well, perhaps if you think deeply about what your father means, maybe he doesn't want you to be the type running around trying to kill the biggest and baddest beast you could find. Adventuring's about being smart as much as it is strong, young one.
I know that's what they say, but I don't know. You don't really hear much about, like, think of the big adventures that you have, like the Red Lances. Like, you don't talk about how much combat they avoided. That's not what the stories. That's not what people tell about in the bars. That's that people say that, but I feel like that's something that you say. But then when it gets down to it, who can kill the other person is really what's most important.
Well, sure, but you want to last long enough to have the
Yeah.
skills. Start with something small, or
Yeah.
with a good party. Another giant scorpion may show up. They seem to be around here. You could help a little.
Oh, yeah. Are you looking for a fourth?
Well, I mean, like, we're kind of like on
Well,
contract as a 3-piece, so like it would be a little. We'd have to talk to Bucky.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're all here defending the cave together, so I think any of your efforts here we could just count as part of a large team. Don't go running off alone and get yourself killed. We don't want that responsibility.
Okay. I won't, but I promise. If something happens, I'll be. I'm pretty useful. I'm pretty good. And you see him. He has like little daggers, and he twirls them. You could tell that he's been practicing like twirling his daggers and making it seem like he knows what he's doing for a long time. It's like those drummers that twirl their sticks. But
That's all I do.
Yeah, it's all about visual. It's all about the show more than the substance.
I program my drums, and then I just pretend to play.
All right. Anybody else wanted to do anything, or you want to talk to anybody else? You can see that Zahn is he's with you, but he kind of talked to you already. He has no.
We re-engage him, and he just has the same like stock response. Hi,
Yeah.
how are you?
I'm from the Golden Empire. Oh, I wish I ate that scorpion.
I'm glad that you think his accent is now Kyle Becker's version of me, but that worked.
Wizard Claus he doesn't care about Cal at all. He fell asleep.
Yeah.
But he's interested in a fellow practitioner. Oh, hello, another fellow practitioner of the magical arts.
And talking to Esther, I would assume she just turns. She goes, "Oh, hello there."
He just stares at her for a little while.
Kind of looks at him, kind of creepy. I mean, he's a little adorable cat, but like after a while, she like glances over every now and then to see him like staring at her, and she just tries to go back to what she was doing, which is like reading a book. You see, she takes a book out of her bag and she's just reading through it.
Every time she looks down and looks up again, he takes that time to move a little bit closer.
It's like a boo ghost
Yeah.
that he only moves.
Or a cat.
Yeah. I guess that is a cat also.
How long of a process would it be if I wanted to try to make poison?
It's about an hour. You could do it over like an hour, because you got to, you have your little kit that comes with all the stuff. Your alchemist kit has like a little almost like a little heater pad that you put over the fire, and you got to heat up the flask.
I also have a poisoner kit.
Yeah,
I don't even know which one to use.
I would assume they would both work for poison. Probably the poisoner kit would work better to make a poison. I honestly don't know what the difference between the two is.
Yeah, I'm looking it up. It uses different proficiency bonuses, I think.
Yeah, so I think that's really probably it. Whichever proficiency kit you want to use. So you can do it in like an hour while everybody else is kind of having this downtime chit chat. If you wanted to make some poison, so what poison are you looking to make? Just like a standard poison?
I actually don't know all of the options.
I started to make it on the thing, but you could just make like a standard poison that gives them the poisoned condition, which is what this one would be.
I'm not trying to do anything too fancy because I'm like underground and stuff, so I would just do a basic one would be fine with me.
Yeah. So why don't you roll?
I'm more interested in quantities over qualities generally.
Yeah. So you're trying to make each like poison application only lasts. The poison is kind of weird in 5e that like it only lasts for like one hit, which is strange. But yeah, if you wanted to make a poison, just give me a craft poison or craft alchemy check. You got two, I guess, amounts. I believe last time when you did the when you broke into the tail section of that scorpion, you got like, I guess it would be two
amounts.
poison
Get
sections, two amounts,
two
whatever
goes
it
at it.
is. 2 goes at it. Yeah, so you have 2 goes at it. So just do it twice. Do 2 checks.
Okay.
All right. So with the 15, you're able to make 2, and then with the 11, you're able to make 1. So you have now 3
Basic poisons.
basic poisons.
Okay. I had
you
one
could-
previously, so I'm
Yeah.
bumping that up to 4.
Now you have 4 basic.
And
poisons.
no, I'll delete poison sack.
Yeah.
Yay! I've never crafted anything before.
Yeah. Well, you have
That's
an
usually my
achievement.
favorite part of games, like Zelda. I spent most of my time cooking. I don't even know
Yeah.
if I fought very many bosses.
Last
If
we
you-
talked, you didn't beat the game.
Well, that's because I was so sad.
Yeah.
I got to the final fight and I was like, "Oh, I don't want it to be over. I'm gonna go run around in the woods." And then I
You
got
go
distracted.
cook more.
Yeah. If you notice now, your character has the achievement Apprentice Poisoner.
Mm.
You
Ooh.
should have saw that notification come up in the bottom left of your screen.
I didn't see it.
Achievements.
Achievements.
I didn't know there
Um,
were achievements.
I'm giving you achievements.
I'm going to play more.
That's exciting.
I think everybody still has their. Everybody should still have inspiration. If you haven't, everybody has inspiration. Yeah, for good role play, I don't talk about it enough, but definitely if you didn't have it already from doing everything, you have it now. But yeah, that's after about an hour of doing that, you guys are like chit chatting. Cal's kind of trying to impress you, but he's very interested in your stories after a while. I don't know, Sizal, if you get bored listening to him or hearing his questions. But after about an hour, Zahn comes over to you and goes, I do believe that we should still have routine patrols, since we did have the Scorpion. That I don't know when your plan was for the next patrol, but whenever you are ready, we will hold down support here.
Okay, I guess he's telling us we should go patrol again, guys.
He's suggesting it. He
Yeah.
can tell, but he's kind of like, he's very by the book, and he's like, if you've done everything that you needed to do here, then the patrol should probably continue.
All right, then. Well, you guys ready to walk 3 miles again?
Yes, I just wanted a chance to make my little concoction here. I'm good to go.
Yes, I
Have
prefer
s-
my magical beast to do the walking.
Mhm.
I'll use a phantom steed.
All right. I don't have the Phantom Steed with you, but we will,
Let's imaginate it.
imaginate it. So you guys are going which direction? Just if one of you wanted to
I think
follow along,
counterclockwise
counterclockwise.
was the way we went last time.
That is the way that you've done last time. All right.
I think we would keep a routine.
Okay. Why don't you? Are you just using passive perception? Are you actively looking for things? You're just doing your patrols.
I think I'd be passive and mostly just like noticing things that were different from before.
Okay.
It's a big cave. If there was rocks moved or something, but other than that, I feel like I'm just kind of used to it.
Okay. If you ever get to a spot and you want to do an active perception instead of just kind of like keeping your eyes out for obvious things that are different, let me know. But I'll just be using your passive for now. I mean, you guys are going pretty quick. I'll let you know if you stop. So you guys don't, just to save time. So you just follow along this path over here. You get to that little diagonal mining section that's held up by the logs. Nothing seems changed. You don't see anything. You don't smell anything out of the ordinary. You keep going. You do your circuitous route.
There's something beautiful about a well-crafted mine, don't you think?
Oh, I mean, I don't really see the beauty, but all I can think of is the hundreds of yards of dirt that's above my head, ready to crash down.
But that's what's so great about it. They know how to hold that all up, and we're like tiny little nothings in the whole of the world. It's kind of an amazing feat.
All right, so you do the western corridor. You don't really see anything different. Once again, it's just like you've done. This is your I think your fourth or fifth patrol that you've done. This is day 3, and nothing exciting so far. When you do your patrol, I'll get you. I'll just keep going. I'll let you know if you see anything different. So you're doing your sorry.
Wasn't there something you were interested in, Chris?
Oh, I think there was some like crystals or some shit.
Yeah.
There are. So if you remember
the past those, yeah.
No, they're over here.
Okay.
This one right here.
I thought they were coming up sometime soon.
Yep. I'll remember. Yeah, they're those weird yellow crystals that they're large. They're not super huge, but they're definitely larger than something that you've seen. You touch them, they didn't feel anything. They felt maybe a little warm, but besides that, but yeah, there's really, you wanted to have if you wanted to do anything, you wanted to have like a pick or anything to see if you could chip them out, right?
I was gonna see if I could just use some minor alchemy to turn it into wood, and then have Umran just kind of knock it off.
Just do is there a minor alchemy, your transmutation cantrip, just to see if you can,
So starting at 2nd level, when you select the school, you can temporarily alter the physical properties of one non-magical object, which I think we identified that these stones were not magical.
Yeah.
Changing it from one substance to another. So from whatever rock it is to wood.
Yeah, so it's not technically a gemstone. I would say it is like more like a quartz, which I don't think is a gemstone. It's just a stone. So you're able to, this middle one, you're able to
1 cubic foot. Yikes, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean these are big, as you can tell by how big they are. They're probably like 3 foot
They're
across.
big. You can tell by how big they are.
Yeah, you can on the map, I should say. Sorry, you can tell by how big they are on the map. They're full scale representation.
It's like the first thing English teachers tell you not to do. Don't use like the thing to describe itself.
Yeah. So
you clever
you can tell by
cat.
the size of them on the map that is accurate in real life. That they are 3 to 4 feet wide. Collection of these yellow crystals. So yeah, you're able to cast minor alchemy on which one? On this middle one you wanted to?
Maybe the smallest one that's there.
All right.
I mean, given that the size of these are large.
Yeah, they're pretty big.
A manageable piece.
All right. Yeah, so you're trying to make it into like wood, and then you're going to chop it?
I was going to ask, Umran, I could use your hands for a moment, if you please.
Yes, of course. I think I see where this is going, you clever feline.
Do what you do best.
So the smallest piece is, I just rolled, it would be this one right here, the one in the middle. Not this one. This one's pretty big. So, yeah, you change it into wood, and Umran
will... I feel suspicious, but I'm just going to whack it.
Okay.
So I'm going to just do kind of a standard...
Okay.
I don't want to shatter it or anything. I just want to knock it off the wall, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to do... he'll kind of like spin his staff around and kind of choke up double-handed. Find a good place that seems like it would dislodge, and I will use an attack with my wizard staff.
All right.
25.
Yeah, you definitely hit it. You can't, you hit the part that he turned into wood.
For 8 bludgeoning.
Yeah, you whack some of the wood out. Like, it's not going to be like a clean cut, but you're able to whack out some of the wood so that like this crystal now, the part of it that's, it's very angular based on its shape, like a quartz crystal, and you're able to turn part of it into wood. And when you cut out it, when you knocked out part of it, it just, it looks like part of it was turned to wood, and some of that part got like a big, you knocked some of it out. It's wood. You can't, with the wizard staff, not with the axe, you're not able to like chop out, but you made like a dent, and some of the wood splinters, were able to, came out of it. But besides that, you don't see anything strange or different. Yeah.
So I got some little splinters.
You got
Do
little
I get a
splinters.
sense that if I hit it harder, I would get bigger chunks, or can I tell that like hitting it harder just makes it smaller splinters?
I mean, with the wizard staff, you can hit it harder, but the wizard staff is not going to be the best tool for like chopping wood into little splinters, if you get what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
You know how successfully have, let's say, like a 3-inch by 1-inch by 1-inch like sliver of yellow crystal. Yeah, I mean, it just changed back, but you have it now. So are you going to try to do it again, or?
No, I think we can experiment to see what its properties are and see if it's even worth continuing to do that.
Okay. So
Not a bad idea.
are you gonna do it here, or are you gonna wait?
Here, Wizard Claus, do you want to take the little crystal?
Certainly, I'll analyze it when we get back together.
It is 3 inches by 1 inches by 1 inches. That will come into play later.
I'll make note of this.
I have a feeling.
All right. If there's any specific places that you wanted to check out during your patrol, let me know.
I'm going when we're near-ish to where the scorpion was last time.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stop, I think, instinctually and do an actual perception check.
Yeah. So that's over. If
Out
you
of
keep going over here,
Nothing if not trauma from being attacked by a giant scorpion.
I'll just move you all over there.
Ooh, thank you.
Also,
It's because I can move you through walls and you can't, so it makes it easier for me.
I realized that Wizard Claus, his passive perception is 22 for hearing and smell.
That's really good for hearing and smell. So as you're going through, you haven't heard anything or smelled anything. You get to hear and you see. I deleted it, but there is a corpse of the scorpion and the rat that he was chewing on. Give me an actual perception check. 11.
11.
Yeah, you're 22 for hearing and smell. You don't hear
I don't
anything.
even need to then.
But yeah, you hear like in the kind of under there. You hear like skittering that you think are like just rats. There are rats around here, but you don't hear anything big. You know, you just hear like normal. You're a cat. You know what rat skittering sounds like.
Yes, this hole is ripe with food.
Yeah, and with the and a 20 perception on visual and other. You don't hear or see anything else. You just think that this giant scorpion probably came over here just because it was a place that would have prey every now and then. Like you can imagine, he did like a rotation, like a hunting patrol, and this is one of the areas. But you've killed him.
That's what I would do as an alpha predator.
Yeah, you could imagine that with scorpions and stuff like that, they're probably pretty territorial. So you can't imagine there's like the likelihood of another one coming up within like 4 hours of this one is probably pretty low.
I relay that to the boys, but his cheeks are puffed up, his butt's wiggling, he's excited.
Yeah, he smells that rat. So
this all is tempting. Let's either leave or I'm going on a buffet.
Yeah, where did you want to go next? So just remind you the points of interest. You have that hole, and then you also had the sealed patch, and you have some other like dead end tunnels.
Ooh, dead end tunnels.
So you had like
back down.
So you have dead end tunnel
continuing
here.
in the loop.
Oh, yeah,
Where'd
I'll
I
just
go?
move you. So I'll put you over here, dead end tunnel.
Nice.
If you go north, you see the hole.
Oh, the hole.
Yeah. So once again, Lord Wizard Claus, like as you get to it, you hear that they're skittering in there. It's just small animals, maybe insects as well.
What do you hear with your cat ears?
Food.
Skittering.
Can I do a survival check to see if I catch a mouse?
Give me a survival check.
Damn.
Yeah, there's no mice around. They're just a little. You're a little too loud during your patrol. Like Umrin and Zizal are, walking by, kind of shouting, and you could tell that the mouse when you get close.
Run,
to
mice!
Run.
Yeah,
I don't want to see what happens next.
They're skittering away a little bit, like as stealthy as you are. They're not as stealthy as you, so you can hear that the mice are just skittering just away.
So, when you're running with my food.
Let's do all of you. Over here is the end. That's the sealed tunnel. You, Lord Wizard Claus, you can smell, like, even though it's sealed, it's not airtight, that the smell of the black depths is definitely distinct and you can smell it through there. It's a little bit more acrid, a little more musty. Like,
What
there's
shit does that mean?
Not good.
Acrid. I don't even know how to spell it to look it up.
That's a hard thing to describe.
Yeah.
Kind of like acidic smelling, like when it kind of tickles your nose.
it's just irritating. It's just like an irritating smell,
Yeah.
basically.
Or like decay kind of does that too.
It's like the black depths. There's stuff in the black depths.
The Black Depths smells
Smells
like
like
the Black Depths.
I'm
You know,
using my word.
curdled milk has that like
Yeah.
sour.
Mhm.
It's
Pungent, bitter, sharp, sour, tart, harsh, acid, acidic. That's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
it's
take
the
out
first
anything
word.
that sounds like flavor.
It's
'Cause you don't
bad.
really want-
It just
yeah.
smells bad. Okay, it's almost like it's musty, but to the point of being unpleasantly musty.
Yeah, okay.
And
And they
so, like-
and they used every description.
Yes.
Noxious, strong, odorous.
That's how you
burnt,
know it's
sooty,
bad.
Yeah,
Acidus. What?
It's-
Okay.
it just meant it like a bad odor, like if something's smelly. It's just smelly to the point of being unpleasant. Like I didn't want to just say, "Oh, it smells bad."
Smells so bad it smells bad.
Yeah, so you could tell that like these, like compared to, you're just in the tunnels, the mining tunnels. There's really nothing there, but you could tell that the Black Depths has, there's life in the Black Depths. You can smell it.
Mhm.
Like it's not good life.
Yeah.
It's fungal, acidic, like pungent, musky. But it definitely, especially with your cat smells, like it's not a strong smell. Nobody else can smell it, but you can. That it is like it is unpleasant down there. But besides that, nothing. You don't hear anything. The rocks haven't shifted or changed. So you're.
Can Umrin do? He's curious now after all these days. What
Mhm.
to find out what's the most recent part that they were mining actively? You know what I mean? Like where were they looking?
Yeah, it
Can I
was
do
here.
like an ins? This was
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so this is they kind of told you that
Where they
were-
had to cave it
Mhm.
in.
Yeah,
was
so
because right, that's
yeah.
where they were working, and that's where
Yes.
the S went D.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit went south. The shit hit the fan. Yes, this is
Cool.
where
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
the most recent tunnel. They broke into the Black Depths, and they could tell immediately. They're a lot of these are dwarven miners, so they have an instinctual, underground knowledge. I don't know if they smelled it or if they knew it, but they immediately blocked it off, turned away, reported it up, and then that's where you are right now. So they closed this whole vein. You could probably imagine that parts of this vein are still untapped. It's just, they weren't done with this mine. They just had to close it due to safety.
I'm wondering what kind of treasures are
Mhm.
just out of safe reach.
Mhm.
You want to spend this week moving rocks and trying to dig some
Right.
veins.
The dwarf blood in me has an inkling to, yes, but I don't think it would. I'm not sure it would be worth having that acrid smell in my nostrils.
Yeah, I knew it was acrid. I know that it was acrid. I'm also
Yeah.
not at all interested in moving what might be structurally important.
Mm.
Um,
No, I don't want to. I just the
I get it.
explorer in me wants
Yeah.
some trinkets. Well, should we go back and see if this other crew's been up to no good?
Sitting on their asses,
Probably doing nothing
doing nothing.
except being murdered by scorpions
Oh yeah,
at the most.
We can only hope.
Something to do.
Yeah. So I think canonically it took you about 2 to 3 hours to do the rotation. And so when you get back, it's kind of halfway through the day since you woke up, you did the fight, you walked over to them, talked about it, relaxed a little bit. And then you spent a little bit of extra time, not a lot, but at the crystal area. You get back, they're kind of just still hanging out. You see that, they're just waiting. They're waiting the 7 days as much as you are. Zahn is a little bit more focused than they are. He's like every now and then he'll look down the tunnels, but they are just kind of Esther's reading and Cal's like flipping his knife and looking anxious. And Umrin is typing in
Typing in scripts.
He's hacking my
Trying to
Just
hang
trying
it.
to cheat.
Trying to hack my AOL chat room.
Yeah,
I don't know what that looks like. Get one of them punters.
yeah.
ASL.
I still ask that in Overwatch, and no one knows what it means. So it's
Oh my God.
Those young kids.
They're like, you're an asshole.
like American Sign Language. You can just type.
/L/
You're an asshole noob.
noob.
OLL.
Stay on the cart.
So it's we'll just kind of fast forward time to 7 days. So I don't want to make you do 7 days real time. Where are you guys camping tonight?
In the main area?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I wanted. I
Yeah.
wanted to know. Yeah. Okay, so you guys
We
do
hang
a
out with
patrol. You may do another patrol also after them. You do more than just one. But when it comes time to to bunk, they're gonna do their they're gonna rest as you kind of stand guard, and then it's your turn to rest. We will jump to you guys are kind of settling down in the tents as they're kind of around hanging out, chit chatting.
Can we jump in with stuff we want to do instead of randomly fast forwarding?
Yeah, if I'm fast forwarding because I don't want to just have you guys try to find stuff to do. But yeah, if you want something you want to do, let me know.
Yeah, I wanted to before I guess we just kind of fell off of it. I was hoping to Wizard Claws has an interest in talking with the other mage in the room, just to
Oh yeah.
hey, can we cross train? I can't do evocation. I suck at it. What do you know? I was hoping to have some exploration there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so she comes over, to you and she talks to you about her abilities. Say she is a little bit more of a I would say.
Well, I was curious. She was reading a book
Yeah.
before. He was kind of watching her, observing her reading.
Okay.
It was and was going to ask when he got up to her, oh, what magical lore are you reading right now? What are you studying?
Yeah, so she's actually an abjuration wizard, and so you see her. She's studying some abjuration tomes that she's borrowed from the University.
A prestigious university, indeed.
She's a member. She graduated from the University, took a job with the caravan guard guilds, and with her specialty in abjuration, it's things like the her. I don't know if you know what abjuration does. So
warding.
that is her specialty. Yeah, like warding. Like you use some abjuration, like your alarm skill is abjuration. But yeah, she's a little bit more. It's almost like defensive. So she's a guard, and so that's why she specializes in abjurations magic. She's not there for total destruction or killing anything. It's just to protect. So that is why she relies on abjuration magic. And so you're trying to cross chain with her. She's willing to let you borrow the tome when she's done with it, because she's going to be done with it before the end of the day, or before the end of the 7 days. And if you wanted to, if you wanted to read it, you could. It's got some abjuration spells in there, so if based on this, you could retrain any of your spells to an abjuration spell while you rest. So you could choose one level 1 or level 2 abjuration spell and put it into your spell book.
Cool. Well, I was also gonna offer. I know it's just a game, but offer to since Wizard Claws is an expert in transmutation, if she has any interest in learning.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she's very interested. It's a back and forth, and so she wants to know about transmutation and how she can use it as it's more for defensive and protective. She's heard about turning things to stone and turning other things to to other materials, and she's very interested to know if she could sink people's turn the ground into sand or quicksand or anything like that.
Yes, all the fun spells.
Yes, just something that she could do to to give that like that defensive edge. Like she's not as interested in just like raw study and knowledge as you are. All of her stuff is practical. So she's asking you about, I don't know, maybe like that. I think just your, I don't know any abjuration skills off the top of my head, but if you wanted to, are you offering to do the same thing, kind of like share one of your abjuration spell books or spells into her spell book?
Yeah. He
do it.
would be happy to teach her whatever she wants to know in exchange for some
Yeah.
abjuration training, because he is a cat and he needs to protect himself.
Yeah, and she's also, like I said, a member of the university. So it's never a bad idea to be in favor of somebody in the university.
Mhm.
And so you now have, next time that you have a long rest, if you wanted to add one abjuration spell into your spell into your spell book, level 1 or level 2. I'm not going to give you the list of hers. You just assume that if it's a normal abjuration spell, she has it or has it studied or it's in her spell book.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep.
So good to study with an intellectual peer.
So while you're doing that, you're resting, you're copying, doing all that there, and sleeping, and suddenly you feel, especially you, Wizard Claws, you feel and hear like a tremor, and it's not enough that like the ground is shaking enough that you lose balance, but it's definitely something that you feel propagating through the rock around you. Give me a perception check for everybody. Ooh, Umran with a 22.
Nice.
Lord Wizard Claws with a 14. Azizal with the 20. You guys are all very, very perceptive. So yeah, you all could feel this and could tell that it is some sort of something happened. It's this tremor. You can't really tell exactly where it came from, even with those high perception checks, just because with any of these, like, tremors through the rock, they rebound off surfaces. It's hard to just, without like proper equipment, it's hard to gauge where they come from. But something has happened within the near vicinity.
Did you all feel that as well?
Yeah, is that normal? Is that something that that happens?
We've been here for days, and that's entirely new.
Maybe they're, like you said, they're really good at making holes and stuff. Maybe they're doing like a controlled demolition or something.
I don't know if we're that lucky. This part of the mine is closed down because of the activity from ne'er-do-wells.
Perhaps we should send a message.
How?
Of a what? A message?
Didn't they tell us, isn't there a way to relay help?
A message back out. I see what you mean.
Yeah, so there's two buttons on the side of the entrance tunnel. There's a green one and a red one. So the green one is the one that they tell you to press. That's just transmit messages and let you know what something's happened. So while you're doing that, Zahn comes over. He's very concerned, and he also is interested to see what you should do. He's wants to stand guard here, but he definitely wants to find out exactly what it was.
You felt it too, Zahn.
Oh, yes. It definitely came from around here. I'm not used to working on the hard rock like this. I grew up in the sand, but I'm so used to tremors that very rarely does something good come from them. So,
can I do is there some way for me to investigate? I've spent so much times in caves and caverns, and I have advantage on rolls for information in mines.
Yeah.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
To see
with advantage.
Maybe my insight to tell me maybe if I saw a weak place where there might have been likely to have a cave in, I would go check that out first.
Yeah, so with a 13, nothing seemed like you'd be willing to have a cave in, but with this, knowing mines and knowing this tremor wasn't hard enough to probably break through solid stone, but it is strong enough that any place that already was weakened or already had cracks or already had something like that, this could definitely open it more or or something like that. So while there may be a giant opening somewhere, you can't rule that out. You think it's most likely that if there was something, it would be an area that already had some weakness or something like that.
I don't think it's new activity, new mining, Zeisel. I think there might have been a cave in. We should.
Whoa! No. But are we safe here?
I think we're not in danger of being caved in upon. I think maybe a wall has been collapsed. We might need to check the area they blockaded. That seems the most likely culprit for that type of rumble and amount of activity that we felt.
All right. So you wanted to. So while you're doing that, Zan's going to go over and press that green button, and he's going to kind of give a report. He's just like, "We have felt some tremor. The patrol is going to investigate to see if the opening has increased and we are being invaded. I have not seen or heard anything yet, but we will find out." And so he's maintaining his guard over the only entrance back into the city, and he gestures for you guys that he gives you like a thumbs up or a Gorman thumbs up, which is different, and I haven't this something different.
Is it like horns?
Imagine something
he gives you
different.
The horns of Gore?
Metal horn. He gives you the horns of war.
The horns of Gore.
Yep, the horns of Gore, which tells you you're good to go. So then Esther and him and Cal are all kind of on edge, looking around. As you said, you're going to go to the east, right, to check out where that cave-in is, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm just gonna. Can you guys move yourself?
Before I go out of the entrance, I'm gonna look back and say, "Boy, did you say you wanted to fight monsters?"
He shakes his head very much so. Yes.
I kind of nod down the hallway. Might be your chance, and then we just walk off.
Tight.
Okay.
That's it for this week's episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, and head over to +1togaming.com for more live discussions, actual plays, character creation tips, and more. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time.